Relax at the beach. It's not good enough to just talk about it. You need to capture it on video and send it to me for Around the World in 60 seconds.
Yes, you do, and that's an order from Kim. Thank you so much for that, Kim. Great stuff. Let's take a look at where we are weather-wise. We have warming temperatures on the way, and I'll have the details on that in a moment. First, though, let's check in with Kevin in Guelph. Thank you, Kevin. Always a fan of those who dress their dogs appropriately for the weather conditions. Really cute. The temperature dipping down to -7, feeling like the minus mid-teens, so still some cold air in place and a trace of snowfall expected, maybe even some blowing at times because of the wind coming through. But overall, this is not going to be a huge snowfall. Again, a little trace of snow for the morning drive. It should be clear by the time we get into the evening commute around the GTA. So off it goes, and then high pressure builds in behind it. Interesting pattern change that comes for the weekend. I think Kevin was alluding to it there, but we're going to start to draw in some warmer air here for the weekend. Now, that's not to say that Saturday starts off warm. It's cold to start Saturday, feeling like -10 or so, and then gradually by late day Saturday, the temperature high reaches 1 degree. It could be in the evening of Saturday, and then early Sunday we reach our daytime high, and then the temperatures go down thereafter, so that by Monday we're at -7 with cloud condition. Well, it's definitely going to be a wonderful show, no question about that. And weather-wise, we are looking actually at some warmer temperatures headed our way by the weekend. But on a sad note, what we started with this week was tragedy. Here's Kasha with some updates. Thank you, Kasha. Well, the temperatures are definitely warming as we head toward the weekend. We will see it's still cold enough for snow. Higher totals further to the northeast than across the south. Generally looking at a trace of flurry activity in the GTA by the morning for the morning commute, but it's not going to be a big time snow. It's just a bit of a nuisance as it travels through and off it goes. High pressure builds in behind it, so then we see a good dose of sunshine. But what happens is we start to warm the temperatures up late day Saturday and early day Sunday. That will be the core of where we'll see the warmest air. So Saturday still starts off feeling like -12, and then we warm up to 1 later in the day on Saturday. In fact, we might even reach on Saturday our daytime high late in the day, maybe even through the evening. So a lot of things there. Steam devils, we saw an inversion in Burnaby, so we saw a lot of stuff there. Thanks so much for that, Kim. Really great stuff. We do have some warmer temperatures on the way for ourselves later this weekend, but we'll have to wait a little bit before we get there. I'll talk about the timing of it in a moment. First, let's turn it over to Kevin in Guelph and see what it's like outside. All right, well, here's what happens. We do on Friday see a little bit of a trace of snow coming through the GTA from a little trough. It's not a big system. It's just some instability that passes through with this front. And so some flurry activity in Toronto to start the day tomorrow. And again, a trace. But then we have high pressure building in. But what happens once that moves away and the low approaches is we start to draw up some warmer air. Saturday morning starts cold. It's still in the -teens to start Saturday, and then we reach our daytime high late in the day on Saturday, possibly late afternoon, early evening. And then Sunday, it's warmer still, and then it gets cold on Sunday night. So the daytime highs will be reached late Saturday and early Sunday, we expect, with this particular pattern. So we started the week off very cold. Now we're starting to moderate our temperatures a bit, but there is a little bit of flurry activity in our short-term forecast. Details on that in a moment. First, though, let's turn it over to Kevin in Guelph and see what it's like outside. And Kevin, before we get to those conditions and the timing of it all, let's talk about the weekend, because you might have some plans or maybe you don't. Kevin Forget has some ideas on how you can spend this upcoming weekend. All right, thanks very much. Well, you know what, Kevin, we do have some really nice temperatures on the way for Saturday and through Sunday. So really no excuse to not hit the slopes, because it's going to be just bang on with a great forecast for that. Just a little bit of light activity. We would not expect to see more than trace precipitation from that. It's until you get up north of Parry Sound that you run into some higher totals, but some blowing snow at times, so maybe some drifting. If you're certainly up in Midwestern Ontario, where there's some more open fields, you may be running into some blowing snow. So this is just a very light little system that's coming through, a cold front that brings us some flurry activity to start the day, but the drive home should be in the clear as high pressure then begins to build in. Once that ridge of high pressure begins to move further to the east, say late day Saturday, it starts to draw up some warmer air. So the day starts cold on Saturday, and then it warms up. We reach our daytime high late in the day on Saturday, and then Sunday we'll reach our daytime high early and then the temperatures drop. So that's the timing of all of that. See, the cold air comes in. This does take into account the overnight lows. That's why it ebbs and flows like that. So it goes overnight, obviously it gets colder, and then it warms up during the day. But here's what we need to know. It's a 10-degree drop here between Sunday and Monday after that system comes through. So just watch for the drop of temperatures. But the temperatures today and tomorrow in the GTA are still below seasonal by about 3 or 4 degrees, but nothing compared to the extreme dangerous cold that we started the week off with, which led to tragedy in the GTA. Here's Kasia with the details. Thanks so much, Kasia. Yeah, it's definitely still cold out there, but not quite as extreme as how we started the week. Let's take a look at our short-term forecast. Flurries that are expected to come in. And so the overnight temperatures still wind chills in about the minus mid-teens, but not expecting a lot of precipitation, just some trace amounts. And then further north toward Georgian Bay, north of Parry Sound is where we pick up higher totals of, say, 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. You'll see a blue line, a cold front passing through southern Ontario. That is going to keep us cold for the time being, but it doesn't take long before the ridge of high pressure that builds in behind it starts to move to the east, and then the low to the north draws in a southerly flow. And that's why it's all about timing here. Saturday early is cold, and then we reach our daytime high later in the day on Saturday. Early Sunday, maybe even through the overnight, we might reach our daytime high early and then see the temperatures dropping throughout the day. So really overnight, so around the midnight hour of Saturday into Sunday, it's possible. We'll have to see whether we could reach our daytime high and then immediately reach our Sunday high. I don't know. I've not seen that happen before. Possible though. Toronto, Sunday mixing 3 degrees, then dropping down to -7. Hamilton on Monday also at -7. But notice how we've got that warmth. Again, these are the daytime highs. It's not all day going to be warm, but just something to be mindful of, that the temperatures do drop significantly for next week.